Welcome back to History and Beyond, where we uncover the stories that textbooks leave out. Today, we're talking about the false narratives of colonization and the historical evidence that proves them wrong. For centuries, we've been told a false story, that civilization, technology, and governance were brought to the world by a select group of people, but history tells a very different tale.
Yeah, it's the classic civilizing mission narrative, that without colonial intervention, so-called uncivilized nations would have just remained in darkness.
Exactly, and that narrative is so persistent, but the truth is written in stone. It's in the pyramids, the temples, the fortresses that were standing tall, in some cases for centuries, long before any colonial power ever set foot in these lands. These are living proofs that the so-called colonized nations had the technology and knowledge to build wonders on their own.
And even today, some people still refuse to acknowledge it. They just can't accept that other civilizations had the capability to build, innovate, and govern themselves long before they arrived.
These structures are standing proof that the world was already advanced, interconnected, and self-sufficient centuries before modern colonization began. And today we're going to uncover that truth with living proofs from India, Africa, and Asia.
Let's do it. Where should we start?
Let's start with India. We're talking about a level of engineering and architectural prowess that existed 1,000 years before colonization. First up is the Brihadeeswarar Temple, built in 1010 CE. This thing is a statement of power and engineering. It's constructed entirely from granite, a stone that wasn't even found locally.
Wait, so they had a massive quarry and transportation network in place over 1,000 years ago? That completely contradicts the narrative of a disorganized society.
Exactly. And get this, the main tower, the Vimana, is 216 feet tall and has an 80-ton capstone on top. They lifted it using an inclined plane mechanism, showing an advanced understanding of engineering, and it was built in such a way that its shadow never falls on the ground at noon.
That's insane. And it's still standing?
It survived 1,000 years of earthquakes and invasions. The entire structure is made of interlocking stones, no mortar needed. The walls are also covered in inscriptions detailing the economy, tax collections, temple administration, wages for workers. It's living proof of a highly structured society. Then there's the Kailasa Temple, built in the 8th century. Unlike most temples that are built brick by brick, this one was carved out of a single rock.
Out of a single rock? How is that even possible?
It's a monolith. They didn't build it from the ground up, they excavated it from the top down. The carving process removed over 3 million cubic feet of rock, showing an insane understanding of geology and geometry. Even modern architects are baffled by how they achieve such a feat. Next is the Konark Sun Temple from the 12th century. It's a giant chariot dedicated to the sun god. The entire structure is a perfect blend of astronomy and engineering.
What do you mean by that?
It has 24 giant stone wheels, and each one is a sundial that can tell time with minute-level accuracy. The temple was also designed so the first rays of the morning sun would pass through the entrance and illuminate the deity inside. This proves they had a deep understanding of celestial movements. Finally, we have the Shore Temple and the Rani Ki Vav stepwell. The Shore Temple is over 1,000 years old and has withstood tsunamis and erosion. Marine archaeology has confirmed it was part of a larger coastal complex, proving they had advanced coastal urban planning.
So a thriving maritime economy before any European influence.
Right? And the Rani Ki Vav stepwell, built in the 11th century, is a masterpiece of sustainable water management. It's 7 stories deep with over 500 intricate carvings. It was a natural cooling system that filtered water, showing a deep understanding of hydrology. These 5 structures alone completely debunk the myth of India's technological and architectural inferiority. Now let's talk about Africa. Colonial narratives have long dismissed it as a land without a history or civilization before Europe arrived, but that couldn't be further from the truth.
Yeah, I've heard the stories. But what are the real living proofs?
We'll start with the Great Pyramid of Giza, built over 4,500 years ago. It's the only surviving wonder of the ancient world. The sides of the pyramid are aligned to within a fraction of a degree of true north, and it sits at the exact geographic center of Earth's landmass.
I've heard about that. But what about the stories that it was built by slaves?
That's another false narrative. Discovered papyrus scrolls from the time confirm that skilled laborers, not slaves, built the pyramids. The fact that its proportions align with pi and the golden ratio proves deep mathematical knowledge. Next up is Great Zimbabwe from the 11th century. When colonial explorers found this massive stone city, they refused to believe it was built by Africans and falsely claimed it was from a foreign civilization.
So it was literally a case of colonial arrogance, not allowing them to accept the truth.
Exactly. But modern archaeology has confirmed its African origins. The city's 32-foot-high stone walls were built using dry stone masonry, no mortar, and they've stood for centuries. They've also found pottery from Persia and beads from India, proving Great Zimbabwe was a major hub in an international trade network. Then you have the Lalibela rock-hewn churches in Ethiopia, carved directly out of solid volcanic rock in the 12th century. And the Great Mosque of Djenné in Mali, the largest mud brick structure in the world, is a masterpiece of sustainable architecture. It's naturally insulated and maintains indoor cooling using natural airflows.
So, Africa had monumental architecture, international trade, and advanced environmental engineering centuries before colonization. The myths just don't stand up.
That's right. Now, let's move on to Asia, home to some of the world's earliest civilizations.
I'm guessing they have their own set of amazing structures that challenge these colonial myths.
You bet. First is the Borobudur Temple in Indonesia, built in the 9th century. It's a massive Buddhist temple constructed in the shape of a mandala, symbolizing the Buddhist vision of the universe. It has 72 stupas and over 2,600 relief panels, all with astronomical alignments.
And this was 1,000 years before Dutch colonization.
Correct. Then there's the Angkor Wat Temple complex in Cambodia from the 12th century. It covers over 400 acres and is the largest religious structure on Earth. It's surrounded by a vast moat that acted as an advanced water management system to prevent floods and ensure a year-round water supply.
So it's not just a religious site, it's a feat of civil engineering.
Absolutely. And finally, the Great Wall of China. It's one of the most extensive engineering projects in human history. It was built to withstand earthquakes, and sections were constructed with sticky rice mortar, which has helped preserve it for over 2,000 years. It's a testament to China's military, architectural, and strategic expertise long before European involvement. These structures are standing proof that civilizations across India, Africa, and Asia had mastered architecture, urban planning, and engineering long before European intervention. They were complex, advanced, and self-sufficient.
It makes you wonder why this truth is still ignored.
History proves the colonial narratives wrong. It's time we acknowledge that civilization was not a gift from any one group of people, but a fundamental part of the human story that has flourished in every corner of the world.
We think so too. If you found this untold history fascinating, join the conversation and let us know what you think in the comments. And for more stories like this, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video.